morning students, I Professor Rajeshwari Sharma here. Welcome back to e-learning session of GS College of Commerce, Vadodara. So today we are going to discuss the law of demand. In last few lectures we have seen the statement of law of demand, the concept of law of demand and the assumptions under the law of demand. In today's lecture we are going to deal with the exceptions of law of demand, why demand curve slopes downward and the changes in demand. So we will start with our first assumption, that is prestigious goods. See, when I'm talking about the prestigious goods, so it's one of the exceptions to the law of demand. Means in case of prestigious goods, the law of demand does not apply. What are the prestigious goods? Prestigious goods are those goods which are having snob appeal, which are considered as the symbol of the richness, like diamonds, like cars of the Rolls Royals or the etc. So when the prices of such goods are higher, so their demand is also higher in the market, and when the prices of such goods reduces, so their demand also gets reduced in the market. But according to the law of demand, there should be the inverse relationship between the price and demand. But in case of prestigious goods, there is no inverse relationship between the price and demand. Instead there is direct relationship between the price and the demand of prestigious goods. Because when the prices of prestigious goods are higher, it's being demanded in higher quantity and vice versa. So therefore, prestigious goods are one of the exceptions to the law of demand. The next one is future expectations about the prices. See, when the consumer expect any changes in the prices of a commodity in the future, so the law of demand gets failed. For example, I would like to buy the marker paints and I would like to buy it today itself, but from somewhere I get the news that the prices of this marker paint is going to reduce in the market tomorrow. So even though today there is no change in the prices of the marker paint, still I will postpone my demand. I will think that if tomorrow I am going to get the same marker paint at the low prices, so why should I buy it today itself? So the demand for this paint will reduce in the market even at the existing prices. So therefore, future expectation about prices is one of the exception to the law of demand. The next one is ignorance effect. See, generally it is assumed that the consumers are having the perfect knowledge about the prices prevailing in the market, but in realistic situation it is not possible. There are many consumers in the market who are not having the proper knowledge about the prices of a particular commodity that is being prevailing in the market. So such consumers can buy the more quantity of goods even at the higher prices. In such case, the law of demand gets violated or the law of demand fails. So therefore, the ignorance effect is one of the exceptions to the law of demand. The next one is outdated goods. See, outdated goods are those goods which are not in fashion, which are not in trend, which are not preferred by the people. Like, if I will ask you, will you buy the Luna if it's being offered to you at lower prices? And we see that the Luna are available in the market at the lower prices as compared to the bikes and the mopeds. Still, it commands a lower demand. We see that feature phones are available in the market at lower prices compared to the smartphone, but still it commands the lower demand. So why it is so? Because the law of demand say when the prices of the commodity is declining, its demand should increase in the market. But still, in case of outdated goods, even though the prices are declining, still the demand is not increasing for such products. So why? Because they are not in trend, they are not in fashion. So therefore, outdated goods is one of the exceptions to the law of demand. The next one is defend goods. See, defend goods are generally the goods of inferior quality, and this concept of defend goods has been invented by Professor Robert Giffen. He has proposed this law when he observed the tendency of British worker to consume the bread and meat. Here the bread is comparatively the cheap item and the meat is comparatively the expensive item. but he has observed that when the prices of breads are increasing, so the demand for the breads, so along with the prices, the demand for bread is also increasing. But according to law of demand, when the prices of certain goods or commodity increases, so its demand should decline. But here what was happening, when the prices of bread were increasing, so the demand for bread were also increasing. Why it was happening? So the reason for this behavior by British workers was that when the prices of bread were increasing, so they have to spend the more amount of money for having the same quantity of bread, because of which they were left with very less amount of money to consume the meat. So therefore they used to make the higher demand for the bread, and they used to avoid the meat. So therefore when the prices of the inferior commodity rises, so their demand also rises in the markets. And when the prices of such inferior commodity declines in the market, so their demand in the market also declines, because consumers are having tendency to save the money which is being left after buying that inferior good and spend that money on the superior goods. So due to this, the law of demand does not apply in case of the Giffen goods. So Giffen goods is one of the exceptions to the law of demand. The next one is impulsive purchases. Impulsive purchases are those purchases which are done without making any calculations about the prices. It's like you have seen something, you liked it, you have the purchasing power, you are willing to pay for it, and you have paid, you have bought the particular good without making any proper investigation, without making any proper inquiries about the prices and the prices and the substitute goods, etc. So in such case, when there is impulsive purchases, so the law of demand becomes uh, inoperable. It doesn't apply over here in case of impulsive purchases. Now we will see why demand curve slopes downward. In last lecture I have told you that there is inverse relationship between the price and demand, and when we have plotted this relationship on the graph, then we have seen that we get a demand curve which is sloping downward from left to right because of inverse relationship between the price and demand. So now we will see the reason why demand curve slopes downward. So first one over here is income effect. See, income effect states that when the prices of the particular goods falls in the market, so the purchasing power of the buyer increases, purchasing power of the money increases, because now the buyer can buy the same quantity of goods at the lesser amount, at the lesser price, because of which he is left with certain amount of money to make the more demand. And due to this, when the prices of the goods reduces in the market, so the real income of the consumer increases, so he can make the more demand for the goods and services, and therefore when the prices of goods declines in the market, their demand increases. The next one is substitution effect. See, when we talk about the tea and coffee, so these are the two substitute products, and both are having the same prices of 50 rupees. But now if the price of tea is getting 30 rupees from 50 rupees and price of coffee is remaining unchanged to 50 rupees. So what will happen in the market? In such case, as it is a substitute goods, so the people who were earlier having the coffee will move towards the tea, because its price is falling in the market, and therefore even at the existing price the demand for coffee will fall and the demand for tea will increase. So due to change in the price, the new consumers who were earlier having the coffee are also making the demand for tea, because of which due to fall in the price of tea, there is increase in the demand of tea. The next one is price effect. See, when the price of certain commodity falls, so the new buyers also enters into the market. We will understand this with the help of an example. Suppose I have 65 rupees and I would like to buy a Cadbury having the price of 70 rupees. So can I buy a Cadbury having the price of 70 rupees when I have only 65 rupees? Of course not. But now what happens when the price of this Cadbury falls from 70 to 65 rupees? So now I can buy, as I have 65 rupees, so I can also buy this Cadbury. So what happens in the market when the price of certain product falls, when the price of certain product declines in the market, so the buyers who were not earlier able to afford that commodity can also afford it now, because of which their demand increases in the because of which the demand for that particular commodity increases in the market when the price of that commodity falls. The next one is tendency to satisfy unsatisfied wants. See, when the prices of commodity remains high, so there are many buyers who cannot afford it, but they would like to have it. But when the prices of those commodities declines in the market, so the buyers who were not earlier able to afford it can afford it now, as we have seen in the example of Cadbury. So because of this, the demand for that particular commodity rises in the market when the price of that particular commodity declines. The next one is different uses. See, there are certain commodities which are having the different uses. For example, the grams. Grams can be grams is such a commodity which can be used for the consumption by the humans as well as the horses. So when the prices of the grams are higher, so it will be used for the most important purpose, that is the consumption by the humans. But if the prices of grams decline, so it will also be used for feeding the horses. So in such case, the demand for that particular commodity will increase in the market when its price will decline. The next one is based on law of diminishing marginal utility. Now what does the law of diminishing marginal utility say? Law of diminishing marginal utility says that when you get the additional unit of certain commodity, so the utility that you get from that commodity goes on declining. And due to this, when the consumer buys the additional unit of that commodity, so he is willing to pay the less prices for it. He is not willing to pay the same prices as he has paid for the first unit of that commodity. And due to this application of law of DMU, the demand curve slopes downward from left to right. So now we have seen the exceptions of the law of demand and the reason why demand curve slopes downward from left to right. Now we will move towards the concept of changes in demand. See, when we talk about the changes in demand, so whenever there is change in demand, so it is by two ways. One is when the price of the commodity changes, so the demand for commodity changes, as in case of law of demand. So in such case, there is movement along the demand curve, and when there is change in the quantity demanded due to change in price, so it is known as the expansion or the contraction of demand. Like if the price of a commodity increases, and because of this the quantity demanded is price of a commodity is decreasing in the market, and because of this decrease in price, if the quantity demanded is increasing in the market, so it will be termed as the expansion of demand. And in case of expansion of demand, other factors should remain constant. Other factors means all other factors which are affecting the demand, like income, the prices of related goods, taste and preferences, etc. And when the prices of certain commodity increases in the market and other factors are remaining constant, and due to that increase in price, if a demand for the commodity is declining in the market, so it is known as the contraction of demand. So from this we can understand that when there is changes in quantity demanded due to changes in price only and other factors are remaining constant, so it is known as expansion and the contraction of demand. And here in this case there is movement along the demand curve. See, in this demand curve we can see that Q1 is original quantity demanded and P1 is original price. But when the price is increasing from P1 to P3, so the quantity demanded is decreasing from Q1 to Q3. As due to increase in price there is decrease in quantity demanded, so it will be referred as contraction of demand. And in case of contraction of demand there will be upward shift, there will be the upward movement. Okay, there will be the upward movement in demand curve. The next one, and here in the same diagram we can see that Q1 is original quantity demanded at original price P1, and when the price is declining from P1 to P2, so the quantity demanded is increasing from Q1 to Q2. So in this case, when the demand for a commodity is increasing in the market due to decline in price, so it will be known as the case of expansion of demand. And in this case, there will be downward shift in the demand curve. So I hope now you have understood the concept of expansion and the contraction of demand. Now we will see the concept of increase in demand and the decrease in demand. And in case of increase or decrease in demand, there is shift in demand curve. See, when the quantity demanded of a commodity changes due to any other factor except price, so it's known as it's known as increase or decrease in demand. Except price means, like, if the quantity demanded in the market is changing due to change in income, due to change in the prices of related goods, due to change in the taste and the preferences of a consumer. So in such case it will be known as increase or decrease in demand. For example, the price of commodity remains same in the market, but due to increase in income of the consumers in a market, the demand for particular commodity is increasing, so it will be known as increase in demand. And vice versa, for like, if the demand for, if the income of a consumers are declining in the market, and due to the decline in income, even at the constant prices, even when the price remains unchanged, the quantity demanded is also declining. Quantity demanded is also declining in the market, so in such case there will be decrease in demand. Now we will see the curve, demand curve in case of increase and decrease in demand. See, here in this demand curve we can see that P is original price and Q is quantity demanded at original price. Here we are seeing that the price is remaining constant, but even at same price the demand curve is shifting from Q to Q1. Now we will assume that the income of the consumer has increased, and due to increase in income, even though the price of commodity has not changed in market, still he can demand the more quantity of the same commodity. So in case of such increase in demand, the demand curve will shift right. The demand curve will shift rightward. See, here we can see when the price is same, but still the demand is increasing, so demand curve is shifting rightward. Demand curve is shifting rightward, and it's coming, and we can see it in at the point D1. Now we will see the decrease in demand. So now we will the situation is same. Q is original quantity demanded at price P, but we will assume that the income of a consumer is reducing in the market, and due to the reduction in the income, even at the same price, even when the price is remaining unchanged in the market, the demand of that commodity has declined in the market. So here we can see that even though the price is constant, so due to decrease in income, the demand is decreasing from Q to Q2, so it will be the decrease in demand. And in case of decrease in demand, there will be the leftward shift in the demand curve. We can see at point D2. So we can see this at point D2. So I hope you have understood the concept of expansion and the contraction of demand, and increase and the decrease in demand. So the basic difference between the expansion and contraction in demand and the increase and decrease in demand is of price. When there is change in demand due to change in price, so it is known as expansion and contraction of demand. And when there is change in demand that due to change in any other factor except price, like income, prices of related goods, taste and preferences, population size, etc. So it is known as increase or decrease in demand. So I hope now you are clear with the concept of changes in demand. So today we have seen the exceptions of law of demand, why demand curve slopes downward, and the concept of changes in demand. So in next lecture we will start with our next chapter under the second unit. Till then, stay safe, keep studying. Thank you.